right, this should be the better one.
Okay. So this is you on what role? Because your friend was in support. You support as well, or you a different role?
This is me on support.
I see. Okay. Mercy. Is this Mercy all the way through, or do you flip flop her on?
Yeah, Mercy through.
Okay.
Mercy normally my main.
Yeah.
So I'm better on her than pretty much every other support, but I think that's kind of biased at this point because my friends like me playing Mercy. That's what gets us the win most of the time.
Sure.
Not me being Mercy specifically, but our best matches are when I'm playing her.
Sure.
But okay. I'm thinking like that's giving me too much of a lax position, and
sure.
I think I can be playing with her.
What support would you be playing instead? You cut off for a second.
I want to be playing better as her. I think I'm playing pretty, but I think I can be doing better.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think obviously like Mercy is like one of those characters where sometimes it can be kind of hard to push yourself because it can be very easy to just kind of slip back into inactivity. But even with a character that's described definitely more of a pocket support, it's really important that you're able to really kind of push yourself, right? Not to kind of like let yourself slip back into that lazy mindset. So, okay. So looking at Mercy here, obviously some Malga involved, so it's going to be a little bit fancy. Anything in particular that you feel like you need to improve at? Yeah. Anything in particular you feel like you've been struggling with or want to look at, or any questions in particular?
I don't typically have a lot of trouble with tanks. That's one of the things I'm more proud about with Mercy is I've managed to figure out her movement and survivability a lot better than most of the other people I know who've been playing her. So it's not really tanks that have been giving me too much problem.
Yeah.
Like, we get a tank that tends to dive without support or head too far behind a point.
Sure.
Where, like, there's no point in putting them, or I have to swap to someone who's going to actually be able to give them support.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm either positioning myself optimally or if I'm not prioritizing targets effectively, or if there are situations where Mercy isn't going to be the pick. I know there are situations where Anna or Brig are going to be better if we're dealing with a tank that's just too much. Most of the time, I just swap Zen, and that's normally if we're Doom, who's kind of been a struggle for us. And I basically just avoid Lucio. I don't know why. His just play style just does not.
He's hard for sure. Okay, makes sense. Well, and depending on how serious you are about improvement, obviously you guys are mostly for fun, just chilling. I think like flexing and filling is fine. It's fun to play a lot of different characters. It's usually what I do whenever I'm playing quick play with friends. Just keep in mind that like if depending on how serious you are about improvement is going to tell you how many heroes that you play. It sounds like you specialize in Mercy. That's probably why you've made a lot of the progress that you have with Mercy. Switching when the character isn't appropriate or you're having a hard time is fine, but kind of trying to keep that pool a little bit more limited just so you're able to progress a little bit further with the character. It'll probably be very useful. Just kind of think about it this way. It's like the more positions that you're forcing yourself to play, the less that you're going to be getting out of mastering, less of a chance that you actually master that position, if that makes sense. Doesn't mean that it's bad, just means that you kind of have to find that balance because you are not like, you're not grinding for Overwatch like you're a grandmaster, right? You just want to improve a little bit. I think that's something to keep in mind. Okay.
Yeah, we just don't like losing as many things as we do.
Sure. Well, okay, to be fair though, the problem with winning more is then it's just going to bump your MMR up and then you're going to end up losing 50% anyway, right? That's just the nature of the game.
We're noticing that. And also the lobbies tend to be like our lobbies for the last 2 times we've been playing have been super kind to us, but for like the previous 3, they've just been absolute. It's been nothing but pain for some reason. The matchmaking, I don't know.
Well, it's hard to predict, because it's like you can I see this all the time where people that are the same SR really struggle because one player just has a crazy game and it's one player in 10. You have a pretty big impact if you pop off, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like, let's say one player has a really off game or they make a really bad decision. That throws the lobby right there. That's it right there. So I think there's always going to be a lot of variance in a team game in a 5v5 format. It's just how it's going to be. So don't worry if it feels like the matchmaking is off. It might be because it's quick play. Quick play matchmaking is a lot shakier. It might also be that it's just a team game. That's just how it goes. You have good days, you have bad days.
I'm going to switch something real quick, so I might.
Please. Testing.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Yep, sure can. Okay. Does that make sense, by the way?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so don't sweat it too much. Okay, so Mercy, what are you trying to accomplish with Mercy? What are Mercy's priorities? You talked about like avoiding tank, done a pretty good job disengaging tank. What else?
My chief priority is to find the person who's doing the either the most damage. Well, I guess the most damage. She can't really help people with other utilities too much, but I try and find the person who's doing the most effective damage or is getting like either the best flanks or is really just frustrating the other team in the best ways and try and focus damage boosting on them. I'm keeping my percentage on like damage to healing. Damage is normally above 50% the amount of time I spend on the damage. Time. I think I heard another Mercy say like you want to try to get your damage above. I think it's like either 1,000 or 10,000 per minute or per 10 minutes.
Sure.
Those stats. I think I've gotten it maybe 1,000 above like per 10 minutes.
Sure.
But that that's not so susceptible to how your tank or your DPSs are performing and how much actually
100%. 100%. I would also be careful about stat pursuing because I think like what happens is that like a well-intentioned Mercy main would be like tell you that this is what you kind of want, but the way to farm that in like Grandmaster is different than it is in at like gold or plat or whatever. Because like if you wanted to farm your high stats here, you know what you do? You sit with damage boost on your Malga the entire game. He's going to be doing a lot of damage to the enemy Malga, right? But what if the Torbjorn takes a flank and hits like one damage boosted shot and that actually gets you a kill? So it's like that's always the tricky thing, the balance you have to find.
That's one of the things that my friend had a lot of. My friend tends to do that I've become kind of frustrated with is he'll look at his stats and say like I had a friend who he mains Lucio and he keeps saying like I have 10k heals this round and you're what's going on with you, and I'm like that's he can heal everything without thinking about it. Moira heals so much. I get that. So like I'm not trying to focus on I'm boosting this much damage. Sometimes I'll like how much boosted during the match like halfway through, and I'll say like hey, I'm like these numbers are a lot lower than normal. I don't think we're actually doing a whole lot of damage, or like we're not actually getting kills out of the damage that we've been doing. So I'll consider playing switching up players like that. But I avoid focusing on stats as like my main measure of how.
Good. Okay, well, it sounds like you have a pretty good idea of at least how to be playing Mercy. Whether you do what you know is the tricky part, right? I mean, that's always the tricky part when I play. It's like I know a lot of stuff about Overwatch, but I sometimes have a hard time applying it. So let's take a look here.
Now, this wasn't a terribly close match. I think we were playing.
Still lots to learn. Yeah, see, this is perfect, right? Like you look at the positioning here, and like obviously, it's not just damage boosted. Bastion is OP. I don't give a rip if this is Symmetra. I'm probably pocketing the Symmetra here just because of how she's positioned, right? So this guy's going aggressive. You pocket the guy who's going aggressive. Love to see it. Yeah,
what about the Symmetra position makes her a better call than the Bastion on their side?
I'm not. I'm saying I don't care if this is a Bastion is what I'm saying. This could be almost any character playing in this position. Even if it was a Symmetra, I would still damage boost this person. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. This is where you need to keep a little bit of faith in your tank. I see this all the time from Mercy players where you're like, my Bastion's engaged. Oh no, my tank is starting to take some significant damage. You just have to have faith that he's not going to feed.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've noticed. I see someone get to half health and I immediately swap and try to start healing them.
Because the problem is it's not just the damage boost that you're missing out on right now. It's actually that your Bastion is taking significant damage here too. You see this? I mean, this guy is doing the Lord's work, and he's also taking a lot of damage. He not only needs damage boost right now, he needs healing. This guy, Malga back here, he's not only got his own self-heal, he is also not positioned as aggressively. And you're, 55 healing per second? Beam? 50 healing? I honestly don't remember. It's not.
I try to stick above 50% damage.
Okay, so I forget what the healing per second is on the beam. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, the healing.
Yeah, 50%, I get that. Yeah, so you're not gonna if he die like it's not a lot of healing for a tank. Is what I'm saying. Right? It's okay, but it's not like Ana or Baptiste healing per second. You get what I'm saying? So you could have a huge impact on this Bastion's impact fight. You're not going to have necessarily a huge impact on the Malga trade, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, a mistake. Because this guy might still, this guy still ends up backing up, and now the Bastion's backed up, and Okay, go ahead. So
you mentioned that you, even if, the Bastion's positioning if he was a sim, you'd even boost that. Is there a reason that you would avoid boosting sim in most cases?
It would just be that like there might not be as much consistent damage from the Symmetra. But Symmetra's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. It could be. I just picked Sim out of random. It's not like Sim's bad to boost.
All right. Okay.
Good. A little bit of healing there. He's back to full. And then again, Bastions. Do you see the Bastion again at the top of your screen?
Yeah, I see that.
You got to go, right? You got to get on that guy as fast as you can. Whether it's healing now or damage boost, whatever, you got to be there. And then you're slipping back to tank. So what you're doing is that you have the right idea, but you're not consistent with applying it. This is good. You see right there, right? Like, I got to chip him. No. Stay with the Bastion. Or at this point, maybe even the Torbjorn, right? Because he's now starting to walk forward too.
You think that mainly has to do with having faith in the Bastion that, like, if I stick with him, he will be getting picks, or he will actually, start doing.
I don't know. Like, I don't have an insight into your brain, right? So I'm not sure exactly what's causing you to turn around and look at your tank mid-fight. You're starting with the right person, but then you get distracted mid-fight. So you got to ask yourself, is it the lack of trust in your DPS? Is it the lack of trust in your tank to not feed without you pocketing them? But you also have to understand that even if your tank dies, the Bastion's going to be the guy that's winning the fight with his positioning. If Malga dies, he dies. The Bastion will kill everybody if he has that angle, right? Now, look at this here. What do you think about pocketing? Whoops. What do you think about pocketing Malga here?
He's the most aggressive position. He's going to be taking the most damage.
Yeah, there is nobody's really doing anything right now except for Malga. So of course you're going to pocket Malga. This is smart. Very good. And then now here, you're kind of getting to a point to where like your Torbjorn. Yeah. See, Torbjorn's priority now. Good pocket on the Bastion. But you see how like you're prioritizing the Bastion. Right, but
in the moment he was looking in that doorway, so I assumed he had a target in there.
Sure. But as soon as that's failed, this might be where I go back to my Torbjorn here. You see this?
Okay, I see him.
Just a small adjustment there, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my anti-Torb.
Yeah. Fair enough. Pistol was okay there. I think it was reasonable.
Yeah, I didn't think about that pick. It was a.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. You forced her out, which was important. So. I think you could maybe Valk this, actually. Maybe not. If your team pushes, I might Valk this. Yeah, maybe wait till this fight actually starts.
Team pushes up, I think.
Yeah. Okay. And so then now as this fight starts, probably Valk. Yep. See? Brilliant. Nice job. So the fight started. This is where, use that opener Valk. It's going to last a long time. Get the AoE damage boost here. Yeah, there it is.
And then with Bastion's going for the flank here, I end up going after him to
See, it's so hard. Like you look at this and you're like, oh, it's a bad Valk. No, it's just a great Valk. Like your Malga just feeds. He just feeds.
Yeah, he does.
I think you can maybe go for the rest here. Yeah, worth the risk.
Yeah.
And then now immediately you need to be checking your periphery here, because. Obviously, be careful about GAing back to his body now, because you're gonna get sucked into the enemy Malga's old. I forget what it's called. Something fight. What is it?
I don't know. The Octagon.
Yeah, whatever. The Octagon, exactly. So who should you be pocketing right now?
I think at this point I try and go over to the Bastion. I try and go for the Bastion flank.
But you had the perfect angle for it here. You see this?
Oh yeah.
Fly up and over. This is your angle here. You need to be on this guy.
I think at the moment my priority was I was making my priority just getting out of there and focusing on him.
Sure.
If I Bastion one.
Yeah, but you need to keep awareness of what's on your periphery, because that's who the people you're going to be pocketing most of the time. Like and this causes me heartburn. Like I don't know if he could have stopped him from dying there, but you certainly could have helped him more. You certainly could have helped him more. Yeah. And you're now on your Malga, who's it's not good. So I want to give you credit, because you are making the initial right decisions with your positioning a lot of time. Nice res. It's just that mid-fight you get super distracted. And I think that needs to change. Okay.
Right.
Any questions so far?
Not much. I was going to ask, do you think I need to swap, but I don't think I do. Like, I think this is
Yeah,
Then,
yeah. And just like if you want to play Mercy, play Mercy. You know, like there's not many situations at your rank where you're gonna need to swap. It's gonna be more about your skill expression, you know, and how
unless
you're
they
playing.
have that
Unless they
that
have
just
what?
becomes unless they have a decent Sombra. I found that just means that
Yeah,
I
summer can be hard. That's true. Okay, let's take a look here. Like the pocket. Good damage boost. Swap the heal. A little too slow to swap the heal. What I would do with Bastion,
yeah, a little bit.
is damage boost, band boost. Watch his armor. I want you to watch his armor really carefully here. So armor. Now you want to start to heal just a little bit because his damage that he's taking is going to start accelerating once he loses his armor. So you want to try to keep him right just barely in that armor threshold. So that might mean alternating a little bit between damage boost and heal a little bit. But you're a little slow. 180, 120, 80, 60, 40. And there you go, right? Great pocket priority, terrible B management.
Right.
But at least you got the res, right? It's all part of the strategy, you know? He's expendable because there's another of them out there.
One of the things my goals for me is just die at the corner, please.
Good pocket here. Again, quickly heal. You're a little bit slow there, just a tiny bit slow.
A little slow.
And then here, it's like, check it.
Yeah, I was kind of
critical tank, but my brother, you see this?
You
know what I'm saying?
And
yeah, this is your priority here, right? This is the guy that's actually getting aggressed on. This guy's not engaged.
Lost.
So the good news is that you're consistently making the same mistake. So there's a consistent theme here that you can practice: is don't get tunneled on the tank mid-fight. You're making great decisions with who you're pocketing. The Valk, by the way, is fine-ish. My only problem with this Valk is Valk is not going to be the ultimate to turn the fight necessarily. Valk is going to be the ultimate that gives your team a slow creeping advantage that will eventually overwhelm the enemy team. The problem with this Valk is what? What do you see?
I'm only going to be able to boost like 2 people at once.
And it's a 4v5.
The Moira and the tank. I'm not going to be able to position myself.
The 4v5, right?
That's actually going to give us an advantage. Yeah.
So what would you do differently with this Valk? When would you use it?
I probably would have just held on to it until we gotten the Tor back behind the tank.
Agreed.
Moira, or
Agreed.
The Bastion makes his way around.
Agreed. And just at least wait for the Torment to get back here, right? So you have a proper 5v5, start off with the advantage, start the snowball from there. Because right now it's just like ain't nothing happening, you know? So you just kind of bumble around and then none of what you have done so far has been enabled more so by your Valkyrie, right?
Yeah.
Simply because your Torbjorn was not there. The pocket priority was good though. I'll give you credit on that one. Torbjorn. Yeah, see, even there, right? Torb has to back out just a little bit because you're a little bit slow. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. You're doing a lot of things really quite well, I will say. It's just some of those small habits that just need to be cleaned up a little bit. This beam management is pretty tight. Check this out right here. So you open with damage boost. He takes a little bit of chip damage. So, oh, no, he's good. Okay, so then damage boost. He starts to drop just a little bit outside of his armor threshold. Right here, you flash the healing right there. You see that? Heal him back up, keep him in his armor threshold, and then go back to damage. I think there you should have stayed a little bit longer in healing, but this is not bad. Good. So then now you can go back to damage boost here. And there it is. You see it? Nice. That's good. You got it. You just need to practice it a little bit more. That's all. And this is the mistake. You know, it's like, I understand. He is 100% engaged, but at the same time, I'm fully expecting my Bastion to engage here too. And that's exactly what happens. So maybe it's okay. You know, I don't know. Your Bastion maybe is too far out. What do you think?
I'm thinking of how my friends play, and I know my friend on Bastion, like, he'll take a flank, but he's going to stay at a distance. So I honestly don't expect him to come up to the top of those stairs and try and get that, like, a closer position on high ground.
Yeah.
I don't like to be from farther off, and with like the increased spread on that, it probably wouldn't have been useful. But also, I think if I come up and I boost him in this position, we're going to get chip damage. It's going to be useless. He's going to die probably, unless he starts like running away. But then
Sure. So what do you think of what you're doing right now? Then what do you think? It seem reasonable this time?
At this point, I think that the best I could be getting out of this is ult charge by boosting him here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think initially I was thinking maybe Bastion, but like you said, your Bastion guy isn't really engaged. He's not even shooting anybody right now. So maybe as long as you can keep your distance, then maybe this is the correct play. So this is one of those times where your habit of focusing tank mid-fight, this was, I think, the correct play. This, I think, was the correct play.
I don't think it was the correct play. Just circumstantial. Yeah, I can see him running.
Right. I mean, it may not work, but it was, but it was still the correct play to try for it, right? Like it was still the correct play. Oh, you actually get the res. Crazy.
Yeah, I get the res here.
Ah! Okay, we're good. Surely.
But then,
I mean, it was a reasonable res. He should be able to run away from that. Yeah. He should have been able to run away from that. That's on him, not on you. Might be a mechanical thing too. Might be their Malga just hit more shots. Who knows? Okay.
Waiting. Engage.
Yeah. Okay, let's get forward a little. Oh, we go Echo. Even better. That's another aggressive DPS that you can pocket, right?
Yeah, I think I don't focus her until maybe later in the fight, or like.
Looks pretty good right now.
I think I can't. I think I mainly focus.
Okay, which is one little habit which has come to my mind. Watch your B management here. Watch the flick between heal and damage. Check this out.
Yeah.
It feels random. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Something to keep an eye on. Valka's good. Pocket is really good. Yeah, just keep an eye on that, right? Because it's totally fine to alternate between the two, but I want a reason for
useless.
it. That's all right.
Taking care of the lump was not as fair.
Yeah, the pocket priority is amazing. See, I'm letting some of this little stuff go because I'm just so thrilled to see you pocketing this person at this point in time. It's really important that you're doing that.
At this point, I cannot understand what they meant by like supports are overpowered, but me and the Moira fed this guy through the ult. And I kind of understood.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess Mercy and Moira wouldn't be the first two characters I think of when I think of support overpowered, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but even in that position, just two support.
Sure.
Like a tank being focused.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Get on that Bastion. Or the Echo, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit faster. That's the thing with Mercy. It's like it's all about the fast things, right? All about quick. You got to get there. Who should you be pocketing right now? Any guesses?
I'd probably go for tank. Or actually, I think Yeah, you're right.
You didn't even know he was there. So for you to make the right decisions, we talked about this, right? For you to make the right decisions about who to pocket, right? Like whether it's a DPS in an angle or your tank who's pushing up aggressively, whatever, you have to know what's going on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to know everything that's going on around you right now. And so you're making, and there it is. Like, look, oh my days, she's so low. He dies. He has ult. And so you're going to lose this fight potentially. Okay, never mind the Mercy. Oh, you're ending here.
I wanted myself in.
Yeah. Okay, but this becomes so stressful because you pocketed the wrong person.
Yeah.
You pocketed the wrong person, and you pocketed the wrong person because you didn't know what was going on around you. Now, this is why I'm so like tunneled on the whole like be careful of the tank mid-fight focus mid-fight, because the tank focus mid-fight is what's stopping you from checking what's going on around you. And that's also important too, because obviously versus this comp, it doesn't really matter. But what if you're playing into like a dive comp, a tracer comp, Winston comp? You need to know what's going on around you, not only to know who to pocket, but to know who's going to be going after you. Not the Malga. It's going to be the tracer on the angle, or the Symmetra on the angle, the Cassie on the flank, or the Wrecking Ball flanking, right? And so when you put more attention on what's going on around you and less focus on just going back to defaulting on your tank, you're going to keep your flankers, your DPS alive, and you're going to keep yourself alive at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The Echo, I'm thinking right now, the Echo's like on my right, heading high ground, and I know I'm not even thinking about where they're going.
Yeah, exactly. Like actually, she's way up here. I had no idea, right? Like it's impossible to even know. Because that's why Mercy doesn't have like high mechanical demands. Is because you have to make up for it with like your constant awareness, if that makes sense. Because there's so much higher demands and everything else, and then right now it's like again heartburn right here. Like I mean, look at this guy, right? Like it's not just because it's Echo; it's because of where they're positioned.
Yeah, I think this is the point where I start realizing that Echo is probably a higher value.
Well, okay. So I agree with you, but it's not because she's Echo. It's because of where she's positioned.
Not because she's Echo, but her positioning.
Right. I'm being nitpicky with you. I'm messing with you. But yeah, 100%. Okay, Valk here in the next 5 seconds, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Good Valk.
There we go.
Your Valks have been quite good outside of that one on first point, which wasn't good, but they've been good. 3 out of 4. Woo!
I think I go for this. Yeah. That was not wise, but
yeah, it wasn't wise. It wasn't wise because you didn't need to. Like you were up to, so just keep everybody alive and look for the res like 3 seconds later. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The only res I die on is at the end, and that was when I got way too overconfident. About their aim.
Good pocket here. A cage fight. I think cage fight. Good pocket. Good pocket.
Yeah,
good pocket. Yeah, it's kind of stupid. But to be honest with you, I guess it's like one of those fights where it's like if you don't get the res, the fight's lost anyway. So maybe you're just like, hey, like maybe I get away with it, we can win. I think those type of suicide reses are okay if the fight is like probably lost, and maybe if you get it, you win. Yeah.
I think I was just way too confident because they hadn't managed to get me all those other times.
Yeah.
They're a lot worse than they probably.
Good pocket here. Keep your head on the swivel. Like I said, keep checking your periphery here. Like you're looking for your Echo. Good. See, like that stuff right there. It's really important, right? That you stop pocketing your Bastion because your Echo's crit for just a split second, right? That's important. And go right back to the Bastion. Nice. Keep looking around. Good. Again, right there. Crucial pocket on your Moira right there. She might have died without that pocket. And you would not have seen that if you weren't looking around. This is beautiful right here. But then don't get sucked into the crit tank if you can. You got to get what I'm saying? Because then that's what's going to pull you into the middle of the fight. It's going to lose pocket value over here, and it's going to get not only your tank, you're not going to be able to keep your tank alive, and then you are also yourself going to get killed. That being said, this is a Charlie Niner.
They C9 this pretty hard, yeah.
Nicely done. Okay. Mercy. Let's type some notes. So I think you have a lot of really good things going for your Mercy. I think you have a good idea of like who to pocket, when to pocket. It's the consistency that bites you in the butt. So what are some things that you need to be working out with your Mercy?
Awareness.
Just
keeping in mind and who's actually either putting themselves in a most aggressive position or is the most in danger.
To help and keep yourself alive. Okay, what else?
Beam management.
Watch that.
Purpose.
Nervous twiddle. Yeah. Have it. Up heal. Damage boost. Swap. Okay. What else? Those are the big two for sure.
I think sort of the nervous Valk that was kind of unnecessary there.
Yeah.
Towards the beginning.
Have a plan with Valk. Yeah, so I'm going to leave the first point as it is, but I guess the first point is just it's very important that you understand this mid-fight tank focus, the stuff where it's getting you sucked in, losing your peripheral awareness is really, really important. That's the most important one. Yeah, okay. Any questions?
Do you think that there's I probably couldn't answer. I'm trying to learn, other supports in equal measure. Like I'm trying to learn like a very good amount of Ana before I start trying to be a better Weaver or a better Brig.
Yeah.
But you think that like this is kind of as good as I'm like if I take care of these, this is kind of as good as I really need to be thinking about getting with Mercy, unless I'm trying to go for GM or something.
I mean, it depends on where you want to get. Like, what rank would you? I would say this is probably around like Plat Mercy. high plat Mercy somewhere would be my guess. Total just ballpark because I know you
I
don't
was
play
going
much
to
ranked.
conservatively say like no, like the last I checked, I think I was low gold, but that was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, I would say around plat Mercy right here. I would say if you addressed because the thing problem with these issues is that there's like almost an infinite skill curve, right? So within reason, if you significantly improve these over the course of the next month or two, I would say you could maybe sneak in a diamond with Mercy, with improving what we talked about here. Let's put it that way.
What do you think the main difference is between the way I'm playing now and the way I'd be playing if I was like a GM Mercy?
A GM, you do everything that we talked about in this video, but do it perfectly. In addition, with high level movement. I mean, the thing with the difference between you and a GM Mercy is everything. Like it's all the things that we talked about, but it's the margin of error is tiny, right? And you also have to be better with your movement. You have to be better with like everything else because the enemy team is a lot better at like punishing your mistakes, right? So it's just they focus on the same stuff that you focus on. They just have no room for error. That's all it is. That makes sense.
What would be the advice you'd give my team? Like if I'm in the rare situations where I'm playing Mercy and I'm doing virtually the same thing, but there's a DPS who happens to be flanking and taking me out really quickly. Is it on me to switch, or is it on them to play tables?
I would say it's more on you to take care of your own survivability. Let's put emphasis on that. So you would need to look at your positioning. You need to look at your movement / your awareness. And then if you feel like I'm doing a good job on both of those things, it's just not working, then maybe you need to swap.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But it's definitely more on you to keep yourself alive as Mercy because it's very difficult to peel for Mercy because you're also like you move around so much. So, but yeah. I mean, the team can help you if they see the opportunity, but it's more on you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
All right, cool. Well, thanks. That definitely helps a lot. I think that's all I've got.